is Gina Minks. I was born in Lebanon and have been in Australia for a long time, but I'm just about to show you my dish falafel, how I make it. It's been my absolute favourite. My mother taught me how to do it, but I've altered it a little bit, and if you want to watch and see how I do it, here we go. Okay, the ingredients we need to have ready are the dried chickpeas, chopped parsley, a whole bunch of chopped coriander, and 2 onions, which I'll show you how to chop as well, roughly. And the first step we do, because we have to soak these either for a day or overnight in water, is to do that first. Okay? Put lots of water in there because they will expand, so they'll overflow otherwise. Leave those to soak, and we'll get everything else ready by chopping the coriander rough and the parsley, just like that. Now, we've got enough of these. That's 2 cups of each amount. It's a new onion, you can tell. So we just chop it up as rough as you can. Not too big, not too small, because we're going to process it very shortly. Should have used a bigger knife. There we go. That's 2 cups of onion, or two onion. Obviously you have to soak the chickpeas overnight or all day, but I pre-prepared these. And as you can see, they've absorbed a lot of water. So we will drain the water out. And if there's any bad ones, sometimes there's a bad chickpea somewhere, a dark one, which in this case is half a one. So we'll take it out. Now, these are the steps to mix the falafel together. You just put as much as you want. I'll do them all, actually. And we're going to do... I obviously didn't soak a lot of chickpeas. Normally I'd have a little bit more, and I do them in 2 stages, but this time we're just going to do everything all at once. If I need more of these, I'll add some more. I'll just keep a little bit here. And this is the parsley. That was the coriander. Normally I wouldn't fill it up this much, but why not? Let's go. Just blend. So I'm just going to keep stirring it around and blending continuously till it's like a very soft paste. Look a little bit, see how it's becoming very pasty? Sometimes I'll add a little bit more onion, because I like onion. So it's totally up to you, however you'd like it. So I think this should do it, but I will do a little bit more. I'm going to add salt and pepper to your own taste. Now, if that was me, I would be putting a lot more salt if this was just for me. And then I'll give it one more twirl. Have a look at this. See, it's getting really soft. So, I think this is done. And there you have it. That's the falafel. So now I'm just going to transfer it into this bowl to get it ready to ball up and freeze. That's what I do, because I make it in bulk for my children, as they can't make it quick enough. Okay. One thing I did forget to mention earlier, you do need a teaspoon of soda bicarbonate just to fluff it up a little bit and make it easier to fry up. And it's so soft and the texture of it and fluffy and beautiful. And then I just cover it up for a little bit with a clean tea towel. Or cloth, and just keep it there for a minute while I tidy up, and then we'll come back and show you how to boil it. Okay, so now we're ready to boil the falafel, and I'm going to freeze them, but I will have some ready to cook as well. If you're lucky enough to have this gadget, there's all types of, it's a very squeaky one, this one. It's from a Lebanese shop, and you can just softly push it on. Do not press it down, let it be fluffy. It's good to have them thin and not too thick, because you want it to cook on the inside beautifully. So I'm barely putting any pressure on when I'm doing this. So I'll do a couple of these. If you don't have one of those, that's absolutely fine. My favorite way to actually eat them, I have washed my hands, is just to softly boil them. Just, they don't have to be perfect. And it's just a fluffiness way of doing it. Like if there's a fluffy way of doing it. Just not too big, because you want to have them cooked inside and crispy on the outside. Believe it or not, they do become very, very crispy. So now we're going to turn the stove on and we're going to cook some. But before I cook some, I've got some olive oil ready here. The secret to a good crispy falafel is to make sure the oil is ready. Okay, so the way to test the oil is just to put a little bit in and see how it's working well. It's boiling and it's catching on. It's not dispersing. So I'm just going to make a little ball and put it in. I usually do it rough because I actually like the oil to get into the middle later a bit, because I do like them very crispy. Here's another one, and flatten it. Doesn't matter what shape it's in really. Or you can do it with this. And just put it in softly. So, don't play around with them because they will fall apart. Once you see the little bit of brown underneath, you can turn them very gently. This one's almost not quite ready. And this one, usually if they don't move from underneath like that, don't touch them. That one's moving. I'm just going to make a few now, just to give you an idea, and then what to serve it with. So this one has a little bit of a crack, which I quite like because it does cook it up and make it crunchy. I turn the stove down a little bit once they're cooking, and I like to give them a little squeeze. I actually prepare the paper towel on the plate just to absorb the oil before I serve them. This one is ready. I can just tell it's nice and crispy, and if you open the inside, it's nice and green, but not raw. This one's ready too. They're all sorts, all shapes and sizes. So now we've got different options of having the falafel. First of all, I'm just going to show you how you would do it with the salad. I just put the salad on. There's tomatoes, there's cucumber, and my favorite things are pickled turnips. but I don't know if you would be able to get them in the supermarket. Avocado. And then I would put a couple of these on top and then serve it as a salad with balsamic vinegar and olive oil or whatever your favorite dressing is. The other thing that I love doing, this is my favorite, although that is much healthier, is having it in Lebanese bread. I'll do it this way so you can see it. So I would just put on a whole pile of salad. Some people will have it with hummus, some people will have it with tabbouleh, but I just like it like this, fresh and crispy. Maybe. And a lot of these turnips. And then I like to break it up. So when you eat that with a knife and fork, it does get broken up and you have it. It's really yummy with dressing. So you can see how nicely cooked it is. You can put as many as you want. And then just wrap it up. I'll just do one layer of the bread. And then it's ready to eat. Sahjan.